Today is our noodle making day, and so I'm just going to do a little bit to show you. So this morning we're going to just start with, I'm going to just do 6 egg yolks. That's the recipe that I gave you, and that would just make a nice meal for your family. So you just want the yolks. So I have, and then I'm going to save these because this is what I use to make my angel food cakes. So we're going to do 6 of those.
So how long can you keep yolks or whites?
Well, what I normally do with both of them, really, I freeze them.
Even the whites?
You can even do the whites, correct.
And you were telling me that, like, doing the noodles and the angel food cake is, like, really inexpensive.
Well, yeah, because, like, these eggs were, like, 58 cents a dozen, something like that. Okay. So I have my 6 yolks. We're going to do, I think it's about 2 teaspoons of salt. And a half a cup of water. Now, one thing when you make noodles, you can't be afraid to get your hands dirty because it is kind of, well, but anyway, that's part of making noodles. So you're going to need around 2.5 cups of flour. So I'm just going to, at this point, put this in. I started off with 2 and we'll see where we go. Because you'll want to start it off like this, and then you'll kind of knead it in with your hands, the rest of it, because it needs to get not real wet. Oops. And it's just too hard to continue to do it with a spoon. Damn. So what I do is just put some flour on, and like I said, this is where it starts to get, ugh. But you just kind of, keep working some more flour, and just kind of fold it like your normal kneading, like you would a bread. Knead it into one until it's just not sticky or pasty anymore. As you can see, I already have some made for you. So.
That's something. It's just flour, eggs, water, salt.
Yep. So I had some that I made earlier this morning around 8 o'clock because what I wanted to do, let me just show you, because noodles is probably about pretty much an all-day endeavor. Now I do have a noodle machine here that I've had like forever, and TT, didn't you say you have one as well?
Yeah, I have one, yeah.
And you can set this on different settings. So it's a little wider right now, and I just...
Oh, so it just flattens it out.
At this point. So what I normally do when I make noodles, I have a big table here, and I'll put these out about like this for a while. And then I have a fan. I'll blow a fan on it just to help dry them out, because you want them to get dry. And so I'll do a fan. So I've done this earlier, and I had the fan on this. So you can, now I did this one by hand, and I'll show you, but you can see how it's a little, you want it almost cardboardy, but not quite. I mean, there's still a little give to it, but it's not like this.
Okay.
You understand that?
Uh-huh.
So that's why, like I said, it takes a while to do this. So I will do that for a while, let that dry till it gets a little bit, and then I will make it thinner. And again, roll it back out. So by that time, it's at least double. And so that's with this. But I know a lot of you don't have this, even though TT says she has one and you can borrow it. And you can buy these if you want to, but I wanted to also show you, I did this with my hand, and that's what probably a lot of you will do. So I'll show you how that all works.
So, Mama, when did you learn how to make noodles?
I actually, I think I got the recipe, actual recipe with Grandma Sarah.
Oh my, okay.
Remember her?
Yeah, so that would have been my great grandpa's wife.
For you guys,
So,
or
yes.
for them. But like I said, you can do this as well with the rolling pin, and I always put a piece of
Oh, so it
grip
doesn't
underneath
slide?
so it doesn't.
Okay, good idea.
And you can just keep working it, working it, working it. And the more you do it, the thinner it's going to get. And you want to continue doing that till, I mean, you don't want it paper thin, but you don't want it thick at all.
So probably thinner than you would even a pie crust.
Oh yes, thinner than a pie crust. So, I mean, you can almost kind of see through it a little bit, but not all the way. So anyway, at this point then, what you would do is you would set these out, which I just, like I said, I did this earlier today so I can show you the whole process. So you will just, you just let that dry. And again, I just would put the fan on it to help that. And then, maybe 45 minutes and then turn it over and let it get the other side. And so that's all day long. So that's how you, and then you will, this is what you'll come up with. Now, if you have one of those, you can do it with it has a cutter that you can put on it too. But the last couple times, I actually have just kind of been doing them by hand. And I'll show you how you could do that as well. And then after this will be another process.
Oh, wow.
You see, that's what and then you would just, again, put them on your towel and let those dry. So, voila! So when I make them, and again, you can see I did these by hand, so they're a little bit more rustic. When you do them in the cutter, they're all very uniform, but again, you're not going to know that when you're eating them. And so when I make them, I put them in bags and throw them in the freezer, and that way you always have them. So this is what we're going to use up today. I like, when I do the chicken, I like to use chicken with skin on it. So when I just happen to have whole chicken, so I just use the half one, what we're going to do right now. And this will make a nice amount of chicken and noodles. It just makes it richer if it has the skin on it than if you use a boneless, skinless. My favorite would be the bone-in chicken breast with the skin on. But I didn't have that, I just had whole ones. So what I did this morning then, I just took a half of a chicken and I put it probably in about, at this point, about, maybe it's what, 1.5 quarts of water, put some salt in it, and just cooked it off. So then what I want to do, and again we have that, and after it's cooled, which like I said, I did this earlier this morning. So again, you want to just, you take your skin off. Again, this isn't, if you don't like getting your hands messy, this dish might not be for you.
So you pull all that chicken off.
Yeah, so yeah, you'll just want to, I'll go ahead and get this started so you can see how much nice So you want to bring this to a boil. And again, I like to use this type of you can use the bouillon cubes, but I just always like, I get this at the Amish store, but you can get, they have some nice kind that are in jars. And it's just a lot thicker of a chicken bouillon. So, to that, I would probably, add, you just want it to be kind of maybe about 2 nice tablespoons. Another little trick that I do, and that is add just a couple drops of yellow food coloring. And again, I've had this forever. I got it at the Amish store years ago. You don't need much, but just I want to show you here how much richer that's going to look now with just that little bit of the yellow food coloring. So it just makes it look so much richer. You don't have to, it doesn't change the flavor of it, but it just looks richer. So we're just going to let this come to that boiling, and I'm not probably going to put, this is always kind of iffy to know like how many, let me just kind of at this point, because we're going to, we're just going to let that simmer for about around, I usually do at this point, maybe around 10 minutes.
Are you ready?
Yeah, and what I normally do at this point, maybe it's not all the way done. This is kind of what it looks like here. Just kind of pretty much cooked. I just take it off the heat and put a lid on it and just let it sit for maybe another 10 minutes or so. And then that kind of sops up the juice. Now, another little trick that I think I've told Tosh about, I always like to have a package of gravy, chicken gravy mix. Again, I get this at the Grable country store. It's just it's a whole thing of it. You just mix it with a little water. So if there's a lot of juice in there, a lot of broth, sometimes I'll just make kind of a thick gravy and add it to it. So it makes it more saucy instead of liquidy. And basically that's it on your noodles, and then you add your chicken and you're ready to go.